What if I told you that the biggest piece of financial advice our parents and grandparents live by is a total myth? Worse, what if it's a lie that may be setting our own kids up to fail? In this video, I'm breaking down how the traditional way we handle inheritance is broken and the normal rules of generational wealth needs a major overhaul. Hi, I'm Emily, your big sister in finance and financially free mom of two, where we make personal finance clear, relatable, and actually useful for us figuring out life and money together. If this is something you're into, then hit the like and subscribe button and keep watching. The old rule was simple. Work hard, save every penny, and then leave it behind for the next generation. I believed it too. We all silently and very jealously judged people who received financial help from their parents. But then I thought about my own kids. And it really hit me. If I leave a good, long life, my kids are probably gonna be in their 60s by the time they see a dime. 60. Think about that. They're either gonna be retired or close to it. And that time in their lives where money could have been a rocket ship, funding a degree, buying their first home, launching that business, will be a distant memory. They're not gonna need a launching pad, they're gonna need a comfy rocking chair. So I decided that I wanna do things differently. Bitter, jealous people be damned. We've all heard the scary proverb, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. And it's usually followed by a really scary statistic. 70% of wealthy families lose their fortune by the 2nd generation, and 90% lose it by the 3rd. And it's the kind of thing that makes people lock away their money in complicated trusts designed to protect the wealth from their own children. We can use this statistic as a big reason to emphasize the importance of teaching our children how to be financially literate. I will back that 100% because it's one of the most necessary skills that we need for real life. But here's another reality. That statistic is kind of a myth. It's based on misreading of old statistics about family businesses going under, not about overall family wealth disappearing. The real curse isn't some law of financial nature. It's a total breakdown of communication. It's a lack of preparation, and there's a deep misunderstanding of what wealth is even there for. When we hoard money just to dump it on our heirs in one giant posthumous pile, we're not giving them a gift, we're giving them a problem. Psychologists even have a name for this: sudden wealth syndrome. It can trigger massive anxiety, guilt, and total decision paralysis. For younger people who haven't been prepared, a sudden windfall can often kill the ambition instead of fueling it. History is littered with examples. The Vanderbilt fortune was once the biggest in the world, and it basically vanished in a puff of lavish spending. By contrast, families like the Rockefellers have kept their wealth by focusing on education and shared values. The difference wasn't the money, it was the family culture around it. And waiting until you're gone to finally talk about money is way too little, way too late. The biggest problem with the old model is that the timing is just completely backwards. Seriously, when do we need the capital the most? It's in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. That's when we're building a foundation. That's when a down payment on a house can change an entire family's financial future. That's when seed money for a business can turn a dream into a reality. When graduating without a mountain of student debt frees you to take risks and follow your passion. There used to be a time where it was normal that the generation after us was better off financially. But with stagnant wages, the affordable housing crisis and cost of living crisis, and the cost of childcare that is just astronomical, it's said that millennials and Gen Z will be the first generations to actually have it worse off financially than our parents and our grandparents did. And unless there's a huge shift in our economy in the next decade or so, it looks like Gen Alpha is in for the same fate. And even with all these problems in our economy, we're all living longer. The average age for inheriting money just keeps climbing. Today, the person inheriting is likely already thinking about retirement. What good is $1 million at 65 when what you really needed was $100,000 at 35? Sure, it's helpful. It makes for a nicer retirement, but it's not life-changing. The window of maximum impact has slammed shut. This wait till you're gone strategy misses the entire point of building wealth in the first place, which is just to create a better life. Not just a better end of life, but a richer life for your children and grandchildren, filled with opportunity and security when it matters the most. This is why I'm breaking the rules. I'm flipping the whole model on its head, and I'm giving my children their inheritance now while I'm alive to see it, guide it, and more importantly, share the joy of it. This isn't just about writing a big check and then just walking away. This is about changing inheritance from a single transaction at the end of life to an ongoing process of investment and mentorship during life. I call it a living inheritance. The philosophy is inspired by people like Warren Buffett, who famously said he'd leave his kids enough money so that they would feel like they could do anything, but not so much that they could do nothing. The goal isn't to pave the road for them, it's to give them the tools to build their own. And the best part about living inheritance is that it's so much more than money. You get to pass on your values and knowledge directly. When you help your son or daughter buy their first home, you're not just giving them money, you're teaching them about equity and long-term planning. When you invest in their business, you're having real conversations about risk and resilience. It stops being a sterile financial transaction and becomes a deep, personal, collaborative family project. You get to see the impact of what you've worked hard to build firsthand. And that is a return on investment that you can't get from any stock portfolio. So how does this actually work? It's not about draining your retirement account. The first rule is non-negotiable. Put your own oxygen mask on first. You have to ensure that you are completely unshakably secure for your own future. Becoming a financial burden on your kids would just undo all the good that you're trying to do. So save for retirement before saving for college or giving it away. But once you're secure, you can start gifting strategically. In the US, for instance, you can use the annual gift tax exclusion to give a certain amount of money to anyone you want tax-free. It's a simple and powerful way to start. The real magic, though, is in milestone-based support. So it's all about deploying the capital when it will have the most impact. So this could look a couple different ways. Helping pay for college so they can graduate debt-free. Providing a chunk of the down payment for their first home. Opening up accounts for your grandchildren and putting money in that rather than giving them extravagant Christmas presents. Or even just keep paying for a family vacation every year, even if your children are grown adults. You never know, they might not be able to afford something like that otherwise, and the memories are so worth it. Sometimes these are simple gifts. Other times, a tool like a revocable living trust is smarter, and it lets you control set conditions, making sure that the money is used the way that you intended. You can even build in requirements like making them take a financial literacy course. But the most powerful tool isn't financial at all. It's conversation. You have to talk to your kids about this. Explain the what and the why when it's age appropriate. Set clear expectations. This transparency takes the mystery out of money and heeds off all that resentment that can tear families apart, between children and parents, or even between siblings. Open conversations are the true antidote to that third generation curse. I didn't just dream this up one day. I was lucky enough to grow up in a home where money was an open conversation. My parents set the blueprint for me. We learned about what stocks and investing was at the dinner table. My parents paid fully for my college, so my only job was to focus on my grades and the topics I was interested in. When I was 30, they gave me money for a down payment on a home. And anytime I want to come home, which for me is a long haul plane ride with 2 toddlers, they pay for the flights for my family of 4, anything to make my life easier. And they've already opened accounts for my children to give them the same start in life that I was lucky to have. Judge me if you want, but don't you want the same thing for your own kids? Don't you want to be able to give them that? Now I see my own kids and I have the chance to give them that same boost in life. Honestly, watching my daughter learn how to read, and she says every day that she wants to be a teacher when she grows up. It has brought me so much more joy than any stock market gain. And I know that she can choose whatever path she wants in life, regardless of income, because I'm setting her up for success financially. I watch my son play soccer and I'm not stressed about him succeeding in sports for that college scholarship. I know I'll be able to help him pay for school when the time comes. And this isn't a handout, it's a partnership. I know that they're gonna work hard and build their own lives, but they're doing it on a solid foundation, not on the quicksand of debt. They'll learn how to manage wealth by actually having it. And they're learning it from me, not just from some stranger after I'm gone. The old rules of inheritance were written for a world that no longer exists. What if general wealth isn't just a pile of money you leave behind, but a person you help them become? The skills you teach, the confidence you build, the values they carry into rooms that you'll never walk into. That's inheritance that no estate planner can put in a will. I'm not saving for the day my family inherits something. I'm spending time, money, and attention on the people that they're becoming right now. And I get to watch it happen. That to me is the real inheritance. Now, I want to hear from you. If you could only pass down one thing, money, skills, or values, which would it be and why? Tell me in the comments. I read all of them. And if this video hits home for you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it. I drop new videos every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.